Is it okay to be really angry in life, to be really, really angry in life, or to be really angry at yourself, or to be really angry at someone else? Hi, I'm David Essel. You know, I have this topic come up on a regular basis with my clients because there's this feeling in society, there's a belief in society that states that someone who has an incredible anger, a deep-seated anger, and releases that anger, there's something wrong with them emotionally. You know, if someone blows up in traffic and someone blows up in their house and someone blows up anywhere, is that there's something really, really deep-seated and wrong. And I'm here to tell you that anger is not only an okay emotion, an important emotion to release, but that more often than not, people that are not venting their anger are individuals that are utilizing it in some other way, in a passive-aggressive behavior, in an addiction, or whatever it might be. Now, I'm going to stop right here and say this. That does not mean that I condone blowing up in traffic or blowing up at your spouse or your children or screaming at the top of your lungs over and over and over again. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying, though, is that anger is a highly important emotion that we've been given for specific reasons, and those individuals that invert the anger, that don't deal with the anger, oftentimes find that that will manifest in some type of many different types of diseases. For all we know, that inverted anger, that submerged anger, can result in migraines, can result in cancer, can result in heart disease, can result in obesity, and of course, as I mentioned before, it often results in addiction. So what do we do here? Well, the very first thing that when I work with individuals one-on-one is that I get them to see that it's okay to have anger. The most important thing is to figure out how to channel it, how to release it in the best way possible. Now, that doesn't mean it's always going to come out in a great productive way. That's nonsense. It's crazy. For someone as a matter of fact, let me give you a classic example. I was working with an individual a couple years ago, and she was someone that was liked by everyone, loved by everyone, and especially her family. Yet she had reserved an amazing amount of resentments against certain individuals in her life and certain family members in her life for a number of years. And finally it got to the point of overload. Like, if you were to see her at any time of day in public, she looked great, her attitude was always perfect. Like, individuals would think that she had the most unbelievable life. And yet behind closed doors in the office with me, I was able to see the most immense amount of anger that you could ever imagine coming out of an individual. Now, I didn't initially see it as anger. I didn't see it, she didn't come in and she wasn't an angry person. I saw it as repressed anger. In other words, her fidgeting, her use of substances, oftentimes food that she used as a comfort zone, as a comfort food to try to squelch that anger. And then sometimes there was alcohol being used, and then sometimes there was workaholism, and sometimes, I think you know where I'm going here, right? It was always something covering up this smoldering amount of anger, this incredible amount of resentment that she had against certain people and certain individuals in her family. Well, one day, as she and I were talking, I said, you know, you're going to be going home, there's a big family reunion, and you really want to make sure that we do this work for the next several weeks in releasing this anger you have about certain family members, because if you don't, there's going to be something that'll trigger it. Well, she made the choice not to do the work, and she said, no, you know what, David, I'm over it, I'm fine with it, I'm cool with it. And then 3 weeks later, when she went home, everything blew up. I mean, an unbelievable rage. It was so disconcerting to the family members that they wanted to have her put in for mental evaluation, for a psychological evaluation. And when they did finally contact me, and I was able to talk to them in a very calm way over the phone because they were incredibly upset, I said, that is the result of that submerged rage that has been held in check for 20 years. Now, I want to say this again. Everyone has some type of anger. Some people have resentments and anger. Sometimes it comes from a personality perspective that goes on for years and years and years. Some people will never ever admit they're angry, and yet they'll go to nicotine, substances like food, drugs, alcohol, etc. Some people will go to making money to suppress their anger. But I want you to really listen. This is so crucial what I'm going to say next. Deep-seated anger, even rage, is a natural human emotion that if channeled correctly can actually turn into something unbelievably positive. We can transmute anger into a creative force, is what I'm saying. If we can get to the base of anger and find out, well, who we're angry at. Is it myself? Is it God? Is it my family members? Whatever it might be. In my book, Slow Down, I tell this incredible story about a woman who had outrageous anger at God. And then she had incredible anger at herself. And neither of these were dealt with for 25 years. And as I say in the book, it was because she witnessed the death of her sister, hit by a drunk driver as they got off the school bus. Now, this individual actually suppressed and submerged the anger at God, at herself, even at her family, because her family never wanted to talk about her sister or her sister's death until we started working together. Now, it took 2 years to begin to break through that code for her to go to full release of the anger at God, full release of the anger at herself, and then she's working on the anger release against her family. But one of the things that really stopped her progress before her and I ever started working together was that she felt this was wrong. You know, having anger at God is wrong. Having anger at myself is wrong. And what we try to do right now is say, anger is an emotion that must be dealt with in order for us to maximize our own personal potential, our potential in love, our own inner peace, and the ability to experience the divine, to experience God on earth now. If you might be someone who finds themselves becoming extremely impatient, outrageously angry in traffic, or maybe at your children, or it might just be once or twice a year, or maybe you find yourself struggling with an addiction which could be covering up the anger, contact me please. TalkDavid.com. TalkDavid.com. Let's work together. Let's get rid of it. And the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to say anger is okay. It's an emotion that's getting our attention that says something must be changed. Something must be changed. If you know someone who you think maybe has a lot of repressed anger, anger that's being held underneath, or individuals that are highly impatient, share this with them. You know, tell them that this may just be something to open the doors to greater growth, and maybe they'll contact me and I can help them too, okay? Because that's what this is all about. We need to first know that it's okay, second, find out where the anger is, and third, look at constructive ways to release it. And I can see that happening with individuals that I've worked with for 20 years, and the end result is nothing short of miraculous. It's awesome. But first we have to admit it's there. Also, don't forget to sign up at your YouTube account right here, so every new account that we put out, every new video we put out will go right to your own private YouTube account. All right? I'm David Essel. Have a great day.